Okay, I'm Raghunath from Legacy Code HQ, and today I want to show you a demo of a modularization tool that we've been working on for a while now. If you are an Android developer and if you have worked on a monolithic application, sometimes it can get to a point where it could be very hard to maintain the code base, especially when you have a lot of people working in your team and you need to collaborate seamlessly without stepping on each other's toes. And it's also something that is well known that as the size of the code base keeps growing, your build times also go up. And a lot of teams decide to modularize their application at that point in time. Yeah, and if you have been someone who's worked on such a project before, you know how daunting it can be. Because as a developer, when I start to modularize an Android application, the first thing is it's a very exploratory task, which means if I'm going to extract a feature, I need to understand the existing structure of the code base fairly well before I can come up with a plan and I can extract the feature out into its own module. And for those who have already done this before, you also know Android has its own nuances. For example, we have the Android resource system, and you have like a lot of different kinds of resources in Android. You have layouts, you have strings, dimensions, whatnot, like string arrays, plurals. There are a lot of different resources that are in your Android code base. And sometimes when you're trying to extract your Kotlin or Java code, you may also have to make sure that these dependencies are present in the module that you're trying to move into. There's one more challenge, which is dealing with third-party libraries. If you're trying to extract a class, then it may depend on third-party libraries. And when you're looking at your just the class that you're trying to extract, you would have these class names, and it's your responsibility to go figure out where these classes come from. But then you should also try to add those libraries as dependencies to your project. So it's very challenging, it's very exploratory, and it's also quite risky sometimes. Uh, Sometimes devs tend to have code bases that may not compile for hours or days or even weeks. So it's a very interesting problem for us to solve. And one of the things that we fail to understand is when you're looking at a code base, and especially large code bases, you have to deal with a large amount of relationships between these classes and other non-code resources. This is basically a data analysis problem, and as humans, there is only a limited amount of capacity that we can retain in our own heads and then make decisions or come up with a plan to uh, extract feature modules from a monolithic application. Um, yeah, that said, what is the direction that we're trying to move in, right? So we want to make sure, at least in my consulting career, we've always uh, wanted to keep moving things forward, even if you're housekeeping, right? So one of the objectives of the tool is to come up with a plan that is fairly robust, and the plan would also ensure that every single change that you're going to make is correct, compilable, and shippable, right? So that's one of the things that is very deliberate and one of the goals of the tool. So the tool is trying to do its best to make sure all the changes they're making are correct, and you can still keep shipping your um, um, product even when the code base is undergoing a lot of changes with respect to modularization, right? So today I'm going to show you a demo or a sneak peek on how this is going to look like. Here I have one of these demo applications from Google's Android architecture samples repository. It's a simple to-do application, and whether it's very simple, but I think like it's good enough to show a demo of how the tool is going to look like, what it can do, and where it's heading. This is a to-do application from the architecture samples repository. And if you look at it, we have the screen, and this is the screen that we're trying to extract into a separate uh, module of its own, right? So let me go hide this one. Here is the screen. So this is this class that I want to extract, and this is the feature that I want to extract. And on the right side of the screen, you have the tool. It's very prototypal, but I think it's in a state where I can show it to folks and get and start collecting feedback. The tool is asking you to do a command K. So when you do a command K, it gives you a dialog where you can go and look for types that you want to extract. So I'm going to extract the screen, and I'm going to extract the statistics screen. And when I do that, the tool is going to run some analysis on your code base, and it's going to come up with a plan um, that'll help you modularize the code, right? So if you look at this thing, it says we're going to extract this screen to the statistics module. That's like the objective of this thing, but you can accomplish this in 9 different steps, right? So the first step is to create the statistics module, and I'm just going to follow whatever the tool is going to tell me to do on the right, right? It's asking me to create a new file, so just copy that and then go ahead and say new file. So that gives me a new file. I'm going to copy the contents, paste it over here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create another file on step 2. So right click new file, then that's going to be the new file. I'm going to copy the contents of the file. Like right now I'm copying and pasting a lot of stuff, and most of it can be automated, right? And there are some steps that are already automated, but we're getting there. So I'm going to modify the other file. So I'm going to go here, include the statistics module, and then we're also going to go to the app module. So here we're going to add the new module as a dependency to the monolithic app module, right? Yeah. So as I do that, um, usually there are prompts inside the task, and you can have more than one of these prompts, and which actually encourages you and reminds you to verify your build, review the changes, and then commit them into the Git repository. So now that we've done all of these 4 steps, I'm going to run this thing to make sure that we're not breaking anything. Hopefully we shouldn't. And then just like wait for the project to build and deploy. So right now, like for my criteria on this code base is to just make sure that the application compiles and runs. But for more complicated situations, you may have to test them in ways that are appropriate to your application. So I'm done with that. I want to commit this one, right? Like the tool is asking me to commit. So I'm just going to take a quick look at this. I want to review the changes that are done to the code base. Just like paste the commit message and then get back here, right? So the next step is moving the drawable resource. I'm going to go to the drawable resource here and remove this. So from the app module, I'm going to move this to the statistics module. So that's done. So again, we're encouraging you to commit the changes. So here you could see we moved it from app to statistics. I could actually run this. It should work. You're still actually having access to the resource. So that's fine. The next thing, if we look at the move string resources, it now tells you to run autopilot. So these are all the string resources that you need to move before you can move the top app bars Kotlin file, right? So there is an autopilot feature for this. So I'm just going to click on it. And once it's done, you can go look at the changes. You would see all of these string resources were like completely removed, and then they moved to a new string resource file. And even though I'm not really sure if you noticed, but it preserves formatting as well. They may not look like a big deal for XML, but if you start looking at once we automate it for source code, Kotlin and Java files, then that could be a significant milestone when it comes to preserving format. And now what the tool has also done is it looked into the top-up bars class, and then it figured out what are all the third-party libraries that you need to extract. So all you have to do now is just go ahead and copy these things. First, I'm going to go to the file itself. So this is the file, and these are the dependencies I need to have. So I have to sync them so that the tool is aware when we move the actual class. The next thing it's asking me to create a directory, which is the complete directory along with the package. And then all I have to do is I have to go to this class, the file, and then I just have to move it to the statistics module. Hopefully this is the right one. You know what? I'm just going to change it over here. Right. Remove that. So no compilation errors. I want to run this. Yeah. And then I have to go look at the changes, and yeah, this looks good for me. So what do you have here? We moved app, the class from app to statistics. Looks good so far. Let's go commit these changes. That's done. And then the next step to create this thing, create a new directory. And now then we're going to go to this class and move that from here to the statistics folder, run the application, and while it's running, I'm just going to go take a look at it. I hope that ran. Yeah. So we're going to paste that, then we're going to go back to the Android Studio. What's happening? Strange. All right. So result, the next thing is we need to extract task. So again, I'm going to go to statistics class, I'm going to add this dependency. Sorry, the build script. Add this dependency, synchronize it, copy this task, go over here, and then move it to statistics refactor. And time to go look at it. So here, stage this. We moved it from app to statistics. These are white space changes. Discard them. Discard hunk. So when the IDE moves some of these files, there could be formatting issues. Like something has to do with my formatting settings, but I'm not going to bother at the moment. So to move it over there. Sorry, I should have run this before. Okay, that's done. Again, same old steps. Go over there, add the library, create a directory for the package, and then copy this thing, tasks repository, move it, and then I'll run it this time. Run this thing. Yeah, again, discard these white space changes, not needed. Okay, app to statistics with the library, and yeah, so far we are okay. We'll create another directory. Stats result, and move that to statistics main. Yeah, looks good. Run this meantime and go. Then statistics utils KT. So you have to move this one. And one thing that I notice is the tool is not telling you that when you have a member with an internal accessor, it won't be accessible if you move it to a different compilation module, right? This is something that I'm working on, and the tool should be able to, oh, sorry, tell you when you encounter such a thing. But for now, I'm just going to make it public, right? And we'll move this entire file to the statistics module again. So that is done. Let me just go look at the, yeah, looks good. To copy that and to run this. Okay, that's done. Two more steps. So this one is the statistics view model. You have to go here, add these dependencies. Copy the view model and then move that. Review. Okay, these are white space changes. Discard. Stage all. All right. Run this. In the meantime, copy the commit message. All right, that's done. Let's go ahead. Commit this one. And then now we are at the statistics screen again. I want to run the autopilot. So 3 resources. Okay, that's a bug. It's adding additional end of line. Okay, I'm just going to commit this one. Yeah, I'll take the white space or discard it. Okay. That's done. Stage all commit. And then if you notice that the dimension resources, they have multiple configurations. You'll see one of them from values and the other one is from values W820 dp. So we support migration across configurations. So if you see, we have moved these two dimension resources into their appropriate target files. So you have 4 files that are changed because 2 different configurations. So that's done. To copy this, paste it over here, and to go back to the build script, add more dependencies, synchronize it. We go to this class. So now I'm going to move this. Something has gone wrong. Loading content. Something has gone wrong. Okay, I think it missed the dependency. I'm not really sure why. Probably a bug. I'll look into that. But let's see. I'm going to discard this. I'm going to discard this change. No, hold on. I'm just going to discard the move part. Okay, and then see where what's going on. All right. Okay, I figured out what went wrong. The project model that we built was somehow out of sync, and that's why we missed a dependency. So loading content is a file that we're supposed to move much more earlier in the extraction process. Yeah, but if we would have done the step, then things would have gone smoothly. But what I've done is I've just like moved this one single class to make sure that the last move is seamless. All right. So instead of 9 tasks, now we have 10 because we missed one of those tasks. So we have already moved string and dimension resources. So the last thing that we have to move is the class itself. And I'm going to do that now. So we're going to add the last set of dependencies that we need to add before we move the class itself. And now I'm going to move this. All right. So this is a class that I'm going to move, and I am going to move it to the statistics module. That's strange. Is that because I did not synchronize the project? Yeah, that was the reason. I added the dependencies, but then I did not sync the module. So now I'm just going to run it. This is the final leg of the migration. And yeah, so that's it, I think. Let me just go ahead and commit this change. Yeah, so we've successfully extracted one of these uh, features into its own module. So if you look at this, you'd see everything that is related to the statistics screen is now part of this new feature module. That's it. I was hoping for a much smoother demo, but then today doesn't seem like a lucky day. But but we've also learned a lot about uh, the tool and like a couple of bugs that showed up. So we'll use that to improve the tool itself and try to make it more seamless. And if you're someone who's already working on a modularization problem, feel free to reach out. We'll figure something out. I'll probably get you early access and see where it goes. All right, thank you.